Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having Saturn in Cancer in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Saturn placements in a natal chart. And these videos were, concise, and some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. But anyway, first off, Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer is it's in its detriment. As many of you may know, it's not in a good place by sign, but of course it could always be modified by the house placement and aspects it makes to it. And there's even, there could be good things even in placements that are in their detriment or fault. But in this being in its detriment, of course, the emotional nature may be inhibited, restricted to some degree. But anyway, Saturn in astrology is connected with the father, older people, and authority figures. So, one or more of these people may actually be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are caring, nurturing, sympathetic, protective, nostalgic. It could also be very moody, fickle, and temperamental. It could be people that are overly clingy and dependent. One or more of these people may actually be in a Cancerian profession, whether it's, some examples, real estate, home renovation, remodeling, siding, doing something with home restoration, or working in a plumbing or laundry business, as some examples. And there's people that have this placement may also be, really, be careful about becoming overly, depressed or despondent regarding past hurts, brooding and lamenting over things connected with the past, and to try to let that go, because this might actually lead to, physical related issues. Now, Saturn is also associated with restrictions and limitations. So, having this placement in your natal chart, well, there may, simply be some restrictions and limitations pertaining to your home, your family life. It could be, the simple expression of the emotional nature. Person may be somewhat inhibited in expressing their feelings or expressing unconditional love. It could be, there may be some restrictions and limitations associated with attaining safety and security in one's life. It could be traditions, the expression of them. Maybe, there may be a need to express traditions as an example, but not having, the people around them to do so with it as an example. Now, also expressing empathy, sympathy toward others, and being able to nurture as well. And the unconditional love may be maybe harder to express, with this placement, more so than most other placements in astrology. Now, also too, Saturn is connected with chronic issues. So if you have Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer in your natal chart, there may be chronic issues that are associated with the stomach, the chest, or the breast area, the ribs. There could be, chronic chest pain, as an example, which may stem from some problems with the ribs, or even, being depressed, which may, bring on or spur on, issues as far as pain that's chronic with the chest. There may be, chronic stomach ache and pain as another example. And there may also, Saturn in astrology is also associated with responsibilities. So Saturn in Cancer in the natal chart, may be inundated with more responsibilities than most to the home and their family. Um, Now, I had a prominent family member that had, if I remember right, her Saturn. Well, I know her Saturn was in Cancer. I believe it was retrograde. And when you have this, retrograde, I mean, Saturn in retrograde um, by itself could indicate that the person may not always be cognizant of what they can of responsibilities that they can actually handle, of their be cognizant of his or her limitations and what can be done. And I mean, she may have taken on more than she could chew, having this placement retrograde in natal chart as far as responsibilities pertaining to the home and family. um, and also, there may be more responsibility that this person has, in terms of protecting, others, and whether it's family or could be close friends or people they're close to home with, caring for others. There may be more responsibility associated with plumbing, laundry, general household chores, cooking. It could be doing something in restaurant work or real estate, or matters pertaining to property, such as, a property somebody has that's a business, as an example. Now, or even home decoration or interior, decoration and design. Now, anyway, Saturn is also associated with laborious work. So having this placement in your chart, person may work hard in home caregiving, in matters again pertaining to the home and family, cooking, culinary work, and just simply, attaining some kind of safety and security in his or her life. It could be doing something with home restoration, renovation, or remodeling, as some examples. And the thing about this placement too, Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer, Saturn can also be connected with one's career. And the person, that has this placement may have a career in real estate. Again, as I stated before about that prominent, well, I was talking about the prominent family member before, and I don't know if she ever really did much in real estate, but I know she took some courses in it, so there was at least some aspiration in being in real estate. And she had Saturn and Cancer in her natal chart. It could be doing something, again, going back to home remodeling, renovation, roofing, siding, cooking, culinary work, working in a hotel, restaurant business. It could be a career being a nutritionist, or being in mining, or working, in something like a caring profession, such as being a home caregiver, or even working as a historian. The zodiac sign Cancer is nostalgic, so working, as a historian could be another possibility. Um, Another thing too is that Saturn is associated with our fears and inhibitions, and having Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer. Well, the thing about this is it could be where the person may fear criticism and ridicule, derogatory remarks more so than most people. It could simply be showing vulnerability. It could be the expression of unconditional love, because there may be some fear of it not being reciprocated to him or her. And it could be, maybe there's a fear of some, repudiation or rejection by others. Now, it's also, looking at this as well, um, Saturn is also, connected with concentration. Can reflect, what we may strongly focus and concentrate on, and not allow, extraneous things to interfere with us. Now, again, with Saturn being in the zodiac sign Cancer, it can be, just, focusing, or I should say concentrating on matters pertaining to the home, to the family, taking care of family members, people that they're close to home with. It could be, family related games in some cases, whether it could be, Twister or Family Feud. As some examples, it could be, Cancerian, fields or professions, again, like real estate, home remodeling, renovation, mining, working as a historian, as some examples. And it could be doing something, and it could be some Cancerian, type of sport, whether it could be, something with swimming, water polo maybe is some examples, water sports in general. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.